Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, nothing worse than talking to myself. Well, actually, I'm a pretty good listener, so I guess that could be things worse. Morning, Helen. Afternoon, Kevin. Afternoon, John. Hey, Lakshama. Afternoon or morning. Hey, Robert K. Jeff with his 3. There we go. Hey, Ellen, how are you? Oh, Lakshama, you're good. Hey, Elsa. Good. Welcome, everyone. Woo! What a day to be alive, huh? What a day to trade. Let's go ahead and jump right in, keeping in mind that everything that we will look at today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. Exactly, Robert. Good night, John. Boy, Mary Ellen, Grandpa. Someone going, huh? I have no idea. Heading to Phoenix. I like Phoenix. Always have. Professor. All right. So we got Trading You coming up on the 17th. You got Patterns in a Flash, which is Tony coming up on the 18th. Monster Market Movers next week. One Trade Away Challenge is the 14th. That would be today. Today, I got my manual all laid out. I got all the things we're going to teach in there tonight. I am stoked. Getting good feedback from people in there, so I'm excited. Really am. Inner Circle is coming up this week also. We got to get that on the document here. Mastermind Group is tomorrow night. And then we got Power Hour and Coach's Playbook. Here we are, Power Hour. Coach's Playbook, the bookends of the week, right? We start on Monday and we end on Friday with our trainings. Both of them on regular schedule. Market Mornings, folks, we're doing great in there. We had 3 or 4 nice trades today as well that we did there. So hopefully you're able to make that every morning at 8:30 Eastern. And then How to Trade the Market. Brandon's got a training going on February 24th, which is next week. Both. That would be the 24th is Thursday. Yeah, that would be both 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. is when he's got those slotted. All right. Power option plays, Covered Call, Explorer, E-mini are all on the regular schedule for the week. Right. Here's our followers page. Make sure you are following along with the various things that we do on social, just so you can keep up with everything that we do day in and day out for trading and the likes. Right? Power option plays, folks. I made a special offer the other day for it. If you have an interest in it, Clarice, can you drop a link to the power options play replay that we did? It's in WBHQ TV. Drop a link for that in there if you would. It's called I've Got the Power, guys. If you haven't seen it, I mean, we're up this year, all of January and 11 days of February. We're up $290,000 this year, right? In our same account, of course, but we're up $290,000. What if you were only up half of that and you're up 145? What if you were only up 10% of it and you were up $29,000? What if you're only up 5% of it and you're up about $15,000? See where I'm coming from with this? Right? Check it out, folks. You will not be disappointed. I promise you won't. I don't want to share that yet. Okay. Hopefully you didn't see it. All right. So how has your trading gone so far today? Let me know. Drop it in the chat box, guys. I want to see how you have done so far today. You hitting some home runs? You're getting on base? Getting on base a lot? What's the deal? All right. Drop them in the chat box there. And I will do the same. We'll talk about what's going on this end. Couple of trades. Amelia has one there. I've got a couple we could talk about. Right. So you all know that Amelia is, or many of you know, that Amelia is head trader for us, right? One of her functions is trading candidates. She looks at them all day long, right? Sends them out to her team, to her students who are following her on TradeWatch alerts. Anything that gives a great setup, she's there to post that trade, right? So what we've got here, and I'll do this while you guys are putting yours in, right, is Amelia did a debit spread. It was a bear put debit spread. And she did this morning at 9:39 is her entry point. Let me grab a pen. So here, 9:39 is her entry. Okay. It's a vertical spread that she did 3 contracts of each. And she basically had a debit of 90 cents out of her pocket. Right. She did the 200, 202 and a half puts is what she bought. Right. As a debit spread, she bought this position. And that's at 9:39. So call it 9:40 to 9:55, just easy math in my head. That's about 25 minutes on that trade, right? Inside that trade. And this is on Caterpillar, by the way. You can see CAT, right? She exited out of this position, right? Same trade, same 200, 202 half. She exited out of the trade and got $1.85 of credit. All right, so what transpired there? Well, she laid out 90 cents on the transaction. You can see where she did it, right? We had already had a big push down. It broke to her support level. It continued to push. She got into the trade, okay? And what happened? We made a move up. We got the push back down. And she was able to get out of that trade this morning for a credit of $1.85, which means if she spent 90 cents, right? She got 85 cents, $1.85 back. So that's 85, that's 95 cents that she took in on this trade, right? She got more than 100%. 90 cents would have been, had she sold it for $1.80, that would have been 100%. So she's got 105% rate of return there. Oh, let me get my camera on. She's got 105% rate of return going on there today for this transaction, for this trade, right? So she absolutely rocked it today. Let's get some, let there be light. Okay. She absolutely rocked it today, right? I mean, 105% in 15 minutes. I made a joke about that this morning with 50% or whatever the number was. I said, where else are you going to get that? You're not getting that. I think maybe it was Lakshama was in there this morning and said she had made X percentage. I forget what it was. I think it was Lakshama. And I said, listen, guys, where else are you going to get that? You can't get that in real estate. Not in the same day you're making that kind of rate of return. You just can't. It's impossible, right? I said, what are you going to do? In the bank? I mean, who? Right? Maybe if you're the bank and you're doing a loan shark and stuff, but absolutely not, right? So, all right, let's see what you guys got going on here. Evelyn said paper, SPY, 1 long put and 2 long calls, up $170, which is up 18%. Very nice. Yeah. Let's see. Tyler said, found out my EMAs are showing up differently on TOS desktop versus the mobile app, even though they are set up the same. Well, that's not nice. So Tyler, I'm going to ask a crazy question. I'm assuming you have confirmed it is on the same symbol, number one. And number two, that you've confirmed that you're using real-time data on both. Let me know your thoughts there if that was something that you've already done. Robert, do you have an idea why that might be happening? If so, just drop it in there. Let's see. Okay, so Tyler said yes. It was for both. He checked both. He was reviewing the cat trade du jour, which Amelia posts on Twitter every day. Okay. I'm not sure. Let's see if okay, so Robert said he's wondering if one was EMA and the other is simple moving averages. I'm assuming you've checked it, but certainly make sure that you do. Other than that, I would definitely call them. Tyler, they're awesome with their customer support, except for the transfer of my dad's account. That's become a little bit of a hassle. But I don't know how much of it is them and how much of it is Morgan Stanley, which is probably the biggest hassle, is dealing with the big brokerage firms. All right, let's see. Jeff said SPY in at 635, 635.00, right? So exactly 635, out at 635, 9 minutes. No, So out at 635 exactly, and then 635.09, so 9/10 of a second for a 30% rate of return. That is awesome. Great job, Jeff. Fantastic. Yeah, so Tyler, I'm assuming you did all this stuff. Robert's just trying to cover all the bases and saying maybe the length is different. One's 10, one's 14, as an example. You definitely want to get them to hook you up and look at it and let them figure out what the heck is going on there, because that is just, you got to be able to rely on your charts. If you can't rely on your chart, what the heck good is it? No matter who they are, right? No matter who. So, all right. Beautiful. So a couple of really nice trades in there today. I'm excited for you guys. I love seeing it. I love hearing about it. I love you guys succeeding at this. It certainly helps to make my day. Mondays are my busiest day of the week. Always are. I start super early. I go until late tonight because I'm teaching tonight at 8 o'clock. So it's a very long day for me always. And these types of things are phenomenal when you guys give me this feedback of how you're doing and you're making some successes and so forth. So that is great. That's absolutely fantastico, right? When we look, and I just don't know where it's going to open up. So bear with me. So these were the trades from last week. All right. So we're talking about anywhere between February 9th and February 11th. Okay. So February 11th is Friday, right? You got the 10th. And right now they're just by alphabetical order, right? So anywhere between, you got 9, 10, 11. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because we already had went through the ones from Monday and Tuesday, and we only had one on the 7th there, which was a Home Depot trade. Everything else is still here. I haven't moved it over to the other page yet. Don't need to until the weekend is up, right? So when you look at the trade setups that were here, we did phenomenal. Now, if you look at a Friday option, so Friday, basically you have an option that's expiring the same day, right, on SPY. So, and this is why Amelia goes after SPY so heavily when she trades, is because of what you're able to do, right? If we look on an option chain for SPY, and the option chain is just taking time to load, it says the SPY is $91. Of course it's not, right? It's not the price of whatever the last company was. So the nice thing on SPY is the options expire every other day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is expiration. So if I get a day trade that I'm looking to place today, I'm going to go do that trade today on today's options. I'm in and out today. Why would I possibly want to hold longer than that, right? If it's today's option, I'm going to get out. Why do I need to buy an option that goes out 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, right? So when we look, grab zip pen. All right, so we're looking for a 65 to 85 delta. Here we go. We're talking about 298 by 302 is our price right now. In the midpoint, it shows $3, very doable number in there. So tiny bid-ask spread, tiny cost, 804 on the open interest, 28,000 traded today. That's volume. 28,000 today, right? So, and I'm not saying calls versus puts. I'm not saying you should do one versus the other here. I'm not trying to point out this is the trade for you. Right? If we go and look over at the put side, 68 delta, 304 is the option. Plenty of open interest, good amount of volume in there as well today, right? So either one of those work, right? Whether it's the 438 or the 442, whether it's calls or puts, you can see the numbers, how they all line up in there, okay? So you've got an opportunity to trade a company like Jeff did this morning at a very low cost in a position, right? And that's where SPY comes in. That's where so many others like that come in. Now, is it a lot cheaper to trade stocks on expiration day than it is to, or options on those stocks, but to trade them on expiration day than it is to trade them on the Monday, on today? And the answer is without a doubt. So that's where the SPY and the Qs come in. We could trade them today for today, right? So Brandon does in his SPX class, in his training that he does, he trades the SPX options, the indexes, the spreads on them, iron condos, bull put, bear call spreads. He does those for expiration day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? So if you want to trade Netflix, right? If we go look at Netflix, all right, let's go back to the option chain, Netflix. No. It's a little bit more money. It's $15.63. 370 open interest, 225 volume, plenty of that. You know, right here, we just had a 64 delta, right? A little bit less, huge open interest, really good volume. Not opposed to either one of them. 400 is a whole number, so there's always more gravitation to those types of numbers. I can remember 400 in my head easier that I bought that one than I bought the 385 or something, right? Or the 402 and a half, whatever the numbers are, right? So it's not overly expensive. But if you wait until Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that $15 option that you're going to pay $15.65 right now, that $15 option come Friday is more like $8 or $9. So is it still expensive? Can it be costly? It's $800 or $900 to do one contract. Do you need to do 10? No. Do you need to do all the numbers that we do in power option plays, 10 and 4? The answer is absolutely not. Many of the traders that are in there trade one contract, and that's all. They take our first exit. They never run to the full exit on there because they're out after it hits the first target, and they're done. They're not trying to hit home runs. They're just getting on base a lot, and they sleep much better at night with no open positions. Right now, I have very little that's open on longer positions. Right now, longer than a week. That's pretty much long-term for me right now. With the exception of, I have my longer-term holdings, but the exception of one energy option that I bought, a leap, a couple of weeks ago, before any of this Putin junk happened. I bought this energy leap back there, and it's more than doubled at this point. So we're going to hit 100. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. We're going to hit 100, though. So very, 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 very low cost. Here, look at PayPal, right? $124 stock. Right, if we go over to PayPal, and you got to look at the factors associated with it. Here's PayPal, very little open it. Well, here, watch. PayPal, bearish. So I don't really need to look at the open interest of the calls. Right? Oh, went the wrong way. Okay. So let's go back over and look at the open interest on the puts. Let's go find the delta, 65. Guys, this is how hard it is for me. All right. This is exactly what I look to do day in and day out as every candidate that I ever look at for myself. Right. I come down the list. I know I want to look at puts. It's bearish bias. I'm going to come down the delta column till I find that 65 to 85. And my eyes lock on those. Right. So right in here. Let me change that color up a little. All right. There should be those. Okay. So we're looking at the delta. They all work. 67 to 85. They all work. I can buy the option on PayPal right now at $4.63. Right? If I'm going to go ahead and buy the 119 puts. And I'm not saying you should or should not. I'm pointing out that there are some very inexpensive positions that you can trade that have movement to them. PayPal moves $8.50, almost $9 a day as a $115 stock. Roku. Roku moves about just shy of $12 a day for a $164 stock. Right now, you can trade Amazon. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm actually saying you should. Ironically, you should. This actually was an absolutely perfect Fibonacci 4-step trade. Crushed it on that one if you took that trade. Right? Amazon moves 100 and call it 30 points a day on average from high to low. Their wildest average to range, roughly 130. All right. So could you trade it? Sure. Let's go look at their options. Probably have to make a slight modification to the option chain. Yep, there we go. All right. I don't have enough data on the call side or the put side. So let's go look at 30 candidates instead of 20. There we go. So on my, and there's plenty of strikes. I'm not going to go find all of them. I don't want to open that many up. But we're looking at starting point of about $89, $88.50 on the calls. And on the puts, we're looking for that 65 delta and right about $82.50 on the puts. Right? So it's a little bit more money. That's yes, per share. Something like, huh? So is it better if you wait till Friday? Sure. Is it better if you're a newer trader, you stay away from an Amazon? Yes, very much so. Very much so. All right, let's see. Jim said, I had a thought on your pop practice tracker sheet. You have prices of wins or losses. Would you consider adding a percentage column if a student does 1 or 2 contracts, would have an idea? Possibly, Jim. Possibly. It's just, this sheet is so customized of, we've had someone work on this for us. I sent it over to Sean one day and he goes, Rob, I don't really know all those formulas. They're in the formulas turns it yellow. If it's a blue, if it's a 4 contract trade, it turns it yellow. There's a lot behind some of that in there. So the work to do this would be, the percentage would be a little bit more also, because we're only talking stock price, so we're not showing the option price. So we could show this as the, yeah, maybe, not sure, but I appreciate the idea. This is part of Power Option Plays, Elsa. If you're in Power Option Plays and you go over to the members area, right, Power Option Plays, and you come down into the bonus documents, the tracking sheet is right there. All right, so it's right there. You can grab it. Right? Let me move that chat box down. I'm stretching my flipping neck up there to see onto those top monitors. Good. Good, Jeff. Glad you liked it. Now, Ed, you're good, whatever it is. I didn't read it, but don't worry about it. So what exactly is open interest? Okay. So open interest says how many contracts are open in somebody's hands right now on that particular position. So in other words, Amazon, let's go and let's shift this over to Apple. All right, and I'll pull the option chain up on Apple. Be a good refresher for everybody. Open interest. So if you were going to buy this option, this call option, which has enough open interest needs to be greater than 100. It has 38,000 with over 5,000 on top of that for volume traded today. But that's how many contracts somebody has either bought to open or sold to open. They've opened a new position on that trade. So that's how many are open in somebody's hands. It's kind of like I'm selling them, right? And I'm the broker and I'm selling something. And here, I'm giving you one because you bought it. You have one, you bought it. You get one because you bought it. I sold 3. That's my open interest is 3 on this, right? Now, if I close mine out, then the open interest becomes 2. But open interest is a stagnant number intraday. It doesn't change. Volume is intraday. Tonight, the market makers, the exchanges will take the open interest, the volume, all the trades, and they will figure out how many were buys, how many were sells, and what the net is of that. We had 115 yesterday. Hold on. No idea who that is. We had 115. Sorry about the dog barking. We had 115 open interest yesterday. And today we had volume of 50. How many of them were buys? How many were sells? I have no idea. The market makers will figure that out. Let me close that door so the dog starts barking. It actually gives him something to do. He gets excited about barking. He's too small and getting older and doesn't see very well over the doors anymore. Yeah, I heard glass break. Yeah. No, we're good, Brenda. We're good. Ed, does that answer the question for you? All right. And John said, new pop member here. I need to get a entry method I'm happy with when price hits a fib level. Okay, good, good. You're welcome, Ed. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Perfect. That's awesome. Okay. That's absolutely awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So let me bring you back into presentation mode for a second. And the topic we sent out today was called the Putin Effect, right? The Putin Effect. So what's going on with this, guys? Is he going to attack? Is he not going to attack? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even want to talk about that part of it, right? The troops are there. Can he attack? Of course he can. Will he win? Depends how you define win. Wouldn't win worldwide, that's for sure. But he'd win against Ukraine. There's no question, right? We're here to try to help, right? Or at least our government has always been there to try to help. How much of a help we are right now, I don't know. But we're always there. We've always been there to try to help countries like that. UN is there and all that good stuff. So what do we talk about, or what are they talking about if Putin does attack? What it is? First question is, it's going to be interesting to see if they attack while at the Olympics, right? That's going to be a big part, right? Is that going to happen at the Olympics? Would I be shocked? No, but if I were doing it, I'd wait till after the Olympics, get some of the spotlight off of me and my countrymen, my teams during that, right? So that would be number one. But if they do attack, if an attack is evident and happens, okay, then what's taking place then? Well, the very first thing is there's concerns of oil prices because Russia does produce a lot of oil. There's concerns of oil prices, right? We've already got an abundance of oil being used more than normal, right? We've had a very cold winter here. I've got probably one of the most expensive oil bills because we have oil heat. One of the most expensive oil bills we've ever gotten while living here came this, and it's not our most expensive oil right now at all. We've paid much higher in oil prices. But the price of oil, there's talking about shortages and price going up. War hits, $100 oil. I don't doubt it for a second. I don't care where it is, $88, boom, it's hitting up to 100. Is it going to stay above it? I don't think so. I think it's going to ring the bell, pull back, we're going to reassess, right? On top of that, Russia supplies a lot of gas to Western Europe. So there's talk of gas shortage happening over there. Well, okay. So why would this be the case if they're attacking, they're still running their oil wells and their gas production? Yes. But what are the sanctions that the US and the UN are going to put on Russia? There's already been talk about taking them out of the SWIFT banking system, which is the international type banking system. They're going after the banks that are Russian banks and putting sanctions against them. They're going to start freezing assets of Putin's, insiders. Again, it just seems to be the way we do things. Freeze their assets up. Well, are there going to be retaliations from them, from Russia? Very possibly, guys. All of these things have effects. Now, a lot of this stuff becomes speculation, right? I read one article that said, Russia's going to start cyber attacks if we do that to them. Well, they might. You know what? They might. They very well might. I can't say yay or nay. What I can say is, are we going to see some effects to the market if Russia does attack? And the answer is, yeah, I think so. What about interest rates? Depending on how severe the attack is, you may see interest rates, you may see the Fed take a more dovish position because all of the inflation that's going on right now and everything else, 7.5%, and the CPI levels and the Fed speak and all of that good stuff, the minutes of this Wednesday, all of that stuff causing just more and more issues, right? So would the Fed become a little bit more dovish to leave things a little bit while we sort out all this mess with Russia? Possibly. Bottom line is you need to be prepared that if that attack takes place, that you are not stuck in positions that you just do not want to be in, right? You got an option, a call that expires this Friday, which is part of why I am very much about day trades, which is part of why I am always a very big believer in having some kind of exit on your position always, right? Having a stop in place, having a GTC in place. So you've got those exits at hand. Actually, tonight in the One Trade Away Challenge, when I go through the live training, we're actually going to walk through and set stops and targets. I'm going to show how, and then we're going to go set stops and targets on a position, which I forgot. I need to actually buy a stock today. Maybe I should just do that now, right? I need to buy a stock today. I don't really care what the stock is doing right now. Really doesn't matter to me. Good, bad, or indifferent, no big deal, right? GT is optionable, right? It's got options on it, plenty of open interest, good bid-ask spreads. Theoretical value is $1.11. It's trading at $1.15. It's fair valued. I mean, how much more can I ask for? Beautiful, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to go over here. And let's get the order bar in place, right? And let's see. Let's go buy 100 shares of GT. We're going to just buy it at a market price. I'm not doing this for any other reason than I need a stock to work on this evening, right? So I'm going to hit buy. You should always read this out loud. Buy 100 shares of GT at market, right? Good for the day. Estimated price 16.45.
Order filled.
That was a long market order fill. I was like, what happened? Why are we not filling? Right? So again, I'm doing nothing other than just trying to have a stock for tonight's class for us to work off of. All right, let's see what do I got here. Biden will give blankets like Obama. Putin Olympics ends Sunday, 2:20 next week might be interesting if nothing happens this week. And the defense secretary, I think from Biden's team there, said that they think it could be within days, right? Darlo, that's a great question. Why is Russia doing this? Because they can? I don't really know. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a clue. Dora, you can get help on setting up your TOS by calling TOS. They are there 24/7 to help you with that. Karen said they don't want NATO in Ukraine. Yeah. So Jim said, normally the FOMC minutes read have no effect on the market on 1/5/22 minutes read and the market sold off. Do you remember why? Well, it's because of the positioning that they're taking in there. It's not things are staying the same. That's not what makes it change. It is the aggressive or dovish position that they take that causes these things to happen, right? So if they take the position of half-point interest rate hike coming up in March, and you hear that in this minutes, you're going to see the market sell off because of it. If they take the position of a quarter-point increase in March and no attack from Russia, let's say, well, we're kind of expecting a quarter point, so not that big a deal, but it's more of what do we see happening down the road, right? What's next? Right, that's a big part of it. Let's see. Yeah, so Dory, did you get that? Just reach out to the guys at TOS and they can help you with that. You can get the phone number right in your platform. All right, so enough on Putin because it's putting me in a bad mood. All right, guys, from this morning. Here's my tracking sheet from this morning. I take this out every single day for myself, have been for years. I've modified it a little bit here because of things that we're doing on the show for YouTube. But it's the same exact sheet. It has symbol, it has the news, column for each. It has weekly or monthly options. I make sure to make a point of that. For me, I would not look at anything that's monthly, but there are days that we don't have a lot of great weeklies, and I've got to look at some monthlies. Or like this week is a monthly expiration. So I don't need to worry about the weekly options. I can use the ones that expire this week on monthlies, but I want to know that in my head. I have the stock and option details and the trade setup, right? So whether it's a bull put spread, a long call, a diagonal, I put that setup in that column. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions this morning, right? 8 positions. Hold on one second, guys. I just got to sneeze. Give me a sec here. All right. Sorry about that. Just time of the year, baby. Time of the year. It was 60 degrees, 63 degrees out the other day, and I'm out there in a t-shirt like, yes, here we go. Summertime's on the way. May not have been the best idea. So we had a couple of them go off today. So here, let me bring up and share with you this screen here. This shows, let's put JP Morgan in there. This shows pre-market. Okay. So we had this move down. The blue and pink bars are the pre-market trades, right? Then we flip over to red and green. So we had a gap down. We came back up, filled the gap in pre-market, and we sold off right at the open, right? So we had them listed down as a downgrade, or they were a downgrade. I don't remember by who. They weren't a big company, though. So we looked at a bear call spread below 155, which was way up here, right? So nice trade set up on JP Morgan. Lilly, LLY. Here's the thing on Lilly. This morning, we didn't have any hint of what it was doing in pre-market. And what I mean by that is it was all these little sideways hash marks. One trade had gone off. We didn't have anything over here until 9:20. Another one had filled. So I didn't know if the news of their new drug being approved for emergency use for COVID, I didn't know if that news of that was good or bad. In other words, well, it's really late and people aren't getting as sick any longer. So they spent all this money and not going to recoup. Or awesome, they've got another drug in the pipeline, let the stock go up. And it seemed like it was the latter. We went down, right? So there was an opportunity for a bearish entry there. And I had put a note on here, wait for the opening price. I had to see what was going on. And we got that sell-off in it. Have we recovered? Yeah, we seem to have recovered on everything, right? I mean, when we look, where are we now? That's crude. And I don't mean it in like a negative way, crude. It's crude oil, right? So we're down $1, 1 point on the ES, which is the S&P 500, right? We were down. We're at 44.09. We were down to a low of 43.54, so 46.9, 55-point move on the ES from the 5 a.m. low that it put in, right? So, and even if you just look at from the market open time, we were down at 77 to 10, right? That's 33-point move on the ES, right? So we're break even. We're up a quarter, up a half right now. So we're kind of flattish on market, right? But there was another one this morning. Riven, RIVN, was a third one, right? So Riven, Soros Fund had invested money in Riven, and they came out of the gate kind of flat in the overnight. They got a nice pop, good pullback, which I'm okay with, and then a tremendous run. So that one was a wait, but we got the pop, what we're looking for. So again, these are candidates that I pull out. I do all my prep work before the market opens. Now I get them all done before 8:30 because we start teaching at 8:30, right? The last one was, is Rick in here today? Splunk, right? Let's see if I can get that far down. Give me a second. There you are, Rick. I said it this morning. I said, Rick, this one's for you, right? I had no idea who they were and what they did until on a conversation with Rick, if we could use Splunk for this. As he was talking to me about it. A friend of mine trades this one, knows this company, and he's the one that turned me on to them as a company. And now as a trading company. Splunk had an offer to be purchased by Cisco. Woo! I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Right? Here's the news came out last night. We kind of flattened off there today. I'm good with a sideways move, guys. Actually, we're at 120. We moved up to 127, back down to 124, right? So on Splunk, we're looking at a bull put spread on Splunk, right? So liking it a lot, right? And then Micron was for Trip, right? They were a last minute addition, but there was an upgrade on Micron today on MU, right? They're about $1.69, right? So guys, all of these were opportunities that came up today. Good, Rick, good. These are all opportunities that came up today. Yeah, Paul, I don't trade what Amelia does in the morning show. That's Amelia's trades for her students, for her group. So I don't even look at her stuff. A lot of it is coming out right as I am starting up, right? So let's see. Let's see. Where is it? I got so many market alerts here. All right. So the alerts came out. Let's see. That was at 8. So at 8:51 is when the alerts started coming out today, 8:56. So 9:02. I finished the show today about 9:05 or 7 or something. So I don't even see the trades that are on there until I'm done with the show. But yeah, and I'm not saying that mine are the only ones, right? These are all news-driven trades. Every one of these are news-driven. A lot of what Amelia does, some news, but very heavy on the technicals on the trade. I don't want to have to explain the technicals that I see on the chart to students that could be in there for the very first time. We had a 14-year-old kid show up there not long ago saying, Rob, I've started trading the market. What direction can you point me in to help me? Can you imagine me start getting into very heavy, deep technicals in there? I would lose them, right? We'd lose part of the audience from it. So news trades, very simple, very straightforward. We do the same thing over and over every day, right? You're welcome, Paul. Appreciate it. Oksana, where are the alerts coming from, or how can I get the alerts? So, Clarice, can you drop a link in, please, to Amelia's TradeWatch alerts? Guys, Amelia does an alert service that comes across your text message. And she'll send 3, 4, 5 of them out a day, whatever it is, okay? Mostly in the mornings. There's a 2-week trial on it, so you could try it out and get 2 weeks worth of candidates. You're going to get at least 5 candidates a day. You're going to get 3 regular trades plus the SPY and the Qs. So you're looking at, 25 in a week, 50 over 2 weeks, and they're all free, right, for the first 2 weeks. So if you're interested, great. If not, that's okay. Amelia is very happy with what she's got going on there. All right. So what trades do you guys want me to take a look at? We're at that time. So guys, all of this to say, get your butts in the show on the weekday mornings for YouTube. Get yourselves into power option plays, which right now, do I still have that open? I might. I do. Right now, there is a 3-week trial on this. 3-week trial on power option plays. Normally it's 2 weeks. That's going to end shortly. That goes back to 2. And then prices go back up again as well, because we had just raised prices about a month ago. I said, all right, we're going to back them down for this offer, and then we're going to put them back up to the regular price again. So there's a $50 savings or something on both the monthly or the quarterly. But Clarice, can you drop that link in again? I think you already did, but can you drop that in again just in case? All right. Let's do it. It is time to jump in. So T-Mux. By the way, the doorbell, I figured out who it was. When I looked at the messages to see when the message came across from Amelia today, the first message was my daughter saying, Dad, I know you're teaching, but there's flowers outside the house. Can you pick them up? So she got her Valentine's Day flowers today. All right. So Rick, we're going to redraw, although I don't know if we're done going up yet, but we're going to redraw for right now on T-Mobile. Let's see where we wind up. See, I'm not as excited because we didn't get to move down to the 236 yet. Doesn't mean we're not going to. Oh, you know what? Let's turn on. Let's turn this on. Streaming. Let's see where we are today. All right. So we got a little bit of a bounce. All right. A little further down. We're okay. Let's see. 122, 128, we got $6. I don't need a fib in there. 128 to 135 gives me $7. I don't need a fib in there. All right. So Rick, you can't have a better spot than the 122. Guys, Confluence. If you're in the One Trade Away Challenge with us or power option plays, those of you that were in power option plays, by the way, I'd love to hear your feedback on yesterday's power option plays, guys. Those of you that are in there, what were your thoughts? I mean, that was a long training, but man, did we hit some stuff in there. Right? Much longer than we normally do. Right? So we talk about Confluence in One Trade Away Challenge. We talk about it in power option plays. I mentioned here over and over and over again. You must start focusing on confluences for your better entry points. A confluence is where two different things happen in the same place. Right? It's not where in Italy they make pizza and in Germany they make a bratwurst or something. That's not the same place. There's no correlation between the two whatsoever. But when I have a support line and a moving average in the same zone area, that's very powerful, right? You need to start looking at those confluence type positions to give you an understanding of a better entry point. I can't drive it home enough. You are making a mistake if confluence is not a key factor in your trading decision. Right. And I'm literally to even ask. Let's see. Clarice, can you drop that in for Tim, please? No, it's not, Chris. It's not just for day trade entries. It is for entries. period. Day trade, swing trade, it doesn't matter. You find confluences. The area of strength is what we're looking for, right? So let me just get some feedback here. So Cheryl said, should a new trader do Trading You or power option plays? So I'm a big fan of Trading You, Cheryl. I think Trading You is going to be a good basics builder into all the strategies. Not into what we do exactly in power option plays, but we trade calls and puts there. So you've got multiple trainings on calls and puts. Plus you have the live interaction there as well that you can ask. So if you are a new trader, Trading You is probably the better choice for you. Let's see. John said, I used to be able to get the recording from the morning show on Twitter. The last 2 weeks or so, not available. Don't know. Clarice, send an email to Sean about for John, asking him about getting the recording on Twitter, please. I don't know if anything has changed there. Thank goodness, John, I don't have to do that part. I teach. I don't do the rest of it. John said, regarding recording was great. Didn't get the link to join live. There was no live for it, John. So the only lives come once every 6 weeks. These are always recordings. Every week you get twice a week. They're recordings for power option plays. Yeah, same thing, Lakshama. It's the live comes once every 6 weeks. These are always recordings. I answered that. All right, so she's put those in. Good. Thank you. Trading You, here I come. There you go, Cheryl. Good. You'll be ready for power option plays before you know it. All right, so we got a couple of candidates in here. Let me kind of back it up there. We went through TMUS already with Rick. So I love the confluence there, Rick. If you can get the pullback to the 122 and the bounce, brown on rice, baby. There's no more white on rice. White rice, no good. Brown rice, good, right? So brown on rice. Oh, just get the bounce. Give me the entry, right? And then Rick's asking for Home Depot. Home Depot, bearish bias, earnings on the 22nd of February. They are confirmed. We've got them listed as a day trade, for earnings. So they took a quick little bounce in there today, not where I wanted. I really would rather see it make it down to the 343.60 level, right? To that support and then the bounce. It gave me a mini H at the 382. Which had a confluence of the 21 moving average. So 343 and about 360 or so, 361, 359, 360 is where the 8 moving average will be as we move up. So somewhere in there is where you're going to have your tops and your bottoms, Rick, on the depot. All right, let's go look at Google for Amos. Google has already had earnings. They've passed. We have them down as a bearish and a day trade. All right, look at the bounce. Where does it come? At the 618. So Amos, what am I looking for? Right? You know it. You may not be able to type it as fast as I can say it, but 26.96.64. Right? What happened at that level? Google. Let me snap a line. 26.96.54. That's my fib line. All right. Let me bring it in. Okay. A drawing tool would be very nice. We broke above. Wrong tool. Broke above. We failed again. We pushed up. We pushed down. We retested. Right? And there's the bounce. So depending on time, that puts us before 11:30 a.m. That's a 5. Okay. So 11 o'clock, 11:30 is right here. So we don't want to enter in after that time there. So what happened? We got the entry on the bounce off the 26.97 level, and we're at 27.20. So we've got a 23-point move off of that support level so far. Right? So, I like it where it was. Where it is right now, Amos, nothing we can do, right? But guys, you see what I did? I looked for a key level. We broke above it, not the break, the retest and the bounce, because now if I'm wrong, I have the smallest risk I could have. If this is my support and support's at 100 and the stock's at 104, my stop is going to be somewhere down below 100. I have at least $4 plus $5 plus of risk. If the stock closes at 101 and I enter there and it goes against me, I'm getting out of that same 99, $2 of risk, not $5 of risk, right? Where your support line is and where you enter the trade adjusts how much your risk is in that position. The closer you can get in to a key level, the better it is. But Rob, what if I just missed the trade? It's okay. There's another trade. Oh, darn, the fish got off my hook. There's more fish. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. Let's see. All right, let me keep going here. Where are we time-wise? We're good. We're okay. Because I asked questions in between after I asked you for candidates, I got to keep flipping back and forth. Amos, I hope that was helpful. Brenda's asking for QQQ. No. All right. QQQ, quick fact, used to be 4 Qs. It was QQQQ. Okay? Was the ticker symbol. And then the NASDAQ bought the Amex just so they can get hold of that. And they changed it over to 3 Qs. I actually had a Texas license plate I bought used, of course, on eBay for whatever, $20. And the license plate was the 4 Qs, QQQQ, which I wound up throwing away when they took the Q away. I thought about getting tin snips and cutting it off, but didn't think it would look so nice. So we look at the Qs, Brenda, same scenario. Where were we? 347.38, that was the key. What was the move up, the break? So guys, can we find 347.38 on the Qs? Can we find a key entry point? So we're looking at, come on, 347.38. Okay, we broke up, we failed. Let me go get a drawing tool. It's a heck of a lot easier. We broke up, we failed. Okay, we broke up, we retested, and we bounced. Okay, so all before 11:30. Okay, rock on like Donkey Kong, baby. The entry was there. The question is, are you willing to wait it out? That's really all it comes down to. If it's not happening right at 9:30, 9:35, 9:50, 10 o'clock, 10:10, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get a trade today. Let me just hit enter. And usually it's a desperation move and you wind up in trouble from that trade, right? You got to wait for the right entry. So Brenda, I hope that helped. Rick's asking for Baba. Earnings on the 24th finally confirmed. We had a bearish bias on Baba. So let's go take a look at that one. Where is Baba right now? All right, so they're still down 21 cents right now. Now, let me get off of this template here. I don't really need to see the pre-market, and I've got a lot of lines drawn on the other page there. So we had the gap down. We didn't quite fill the gap. We surely got a half gap fill on them this morning, which was great, right? So let's go back over here. So we made a move up. Resistance is at that 123. Now look at the confluence at 123.15. There is the fib line. There is a pink line, which is the 8 moving average. There's a green line, which is the 21 moving average. There's a 5 in there, but I don't care about that. Look how strong. 3 different things. You know what we did? We built a ceiling. And the very first thing we did is we put in this cement board like you'd use in a bathroom, right? Almost like you put tile up there, right? Then you put a sheet of plywood and then you put sheetrock on top of it. So you're trying to break through there. It's a lot harder to break that through. You're not hitting it with your head. You need something strong to push through that, right? And that's the same thing where we're sitting right now. We need some strength to get through there, okay? That's what we're looking at there. So if we could break above, Rick, then you got room to the 132. If not, the drop back down is 116. Karen's asking for amazing Amazon. You in here with us today? Say hey. So I know you're liking Alan's comments in the mornings on the show, right? He is a pip, I gotta say. Amazing Amazon. That's Alan's phrase. Amazing Amazon. So on Amazon, same scenario there, Karen. That 30.96.70 level, we broke, retested. Did we get the bounce? 31.89 is our resistance. So I would be $5 below that. So about 31.84 would be my end of my trade. We're at a high right now of 31.69, we'll call it. So 31.84 is where I would top it out, Karen, for me on Amazon. For me to take the trade again, give me the pullback to the confluence area and the bounce, and I'll be looking at another entry then. Michael's asking for Peloton. So there's just nothing exciting about it for me, Michael. I mean, there's just not. I mean, I haven't even redrawn fibs on it. I'm at a point of, okay. So it's down. I think if we're going to draw something, we may be able to redraw now. It's just such a mess with this thing. Swing high still. We're going from $100 down to 25. You know, it's just way too big. 23 to 41, that's $18. We need massive fibbits in there. There's just nothing good about it right now. It's just been on a death spiral. If they get bought out, great, but I'm probably not the right person to ask for this. I wouldn't take the bullish entry on this unless they got above 41. That would be me. It has to get above 41 for me to take a bullish entry. Let's see. So Leslie said IWM, the pivots were all smashed together. Any idea why? I don't know. Mine seem okay. I mean, it is IWM. It's a $200 position. We don't have big moves on it. So, but mine seem all right. Let's see. All right, Tyler's asking for Square. Probably have time for one or two more, and then that's about it. But there are 8 or 9 new messages that I'm not even seeing yet. So Square, on our list, we've got it bearish bias, earnings coming up on the 24th confirmed. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm waiting to see the break from earnings. Are we going to get a push through to the downside? Are we popping up at this point? A lot of strength down here at that 101.75 to 100 zone in there, right? Down below that is 89. So we got a lot of wiggle room to the downside there that this thing could move, okay? A lot of wiggle room. I'm not bullish until I at least get above the 21 and the 8 crosses up above the 21. Until that, you know, you can day trade it, but bullish, I'm okay with that. But you got to be really careful. There's no clear entry point at this point of take this trade bullish right now. So hope that helps, Tyler. No, so Clarice, I think it was Tim was asking for, he used to get the Market Morning Show, the recording used to show up on Twitter and he hasn't seen it there. Can we make sure to find out from Sean what's going on with that? Karen said, can I explain the entry on the H pattern? Not in 30 seconds, I can't, Karen, but basically, does anybody remember the stock we had the H on? I don't remember who we were looking at there. Wasn't Amazon. Was it TMUS? Nope, I don't think it was TMUS. Home Depot, Rick had given me. Okay, so this is an example of an H, right? The move pushes up, it pulls down, you get the fib. It needs to push up to at least the 50 or the 618 and fail at one of those two levels. And we take the entry on the fail. And our target is going to be, first target is 1 line down, second target is 2 lines down. So it all depends what line it fails off of. And that's my 30 seconds of an H pattern. So Rick was asking on TMUS, do I ever use the 200-day moving average to trade off of occasionally? And it would be simple, but but it's not 200, Rick. For me, it's 233. So, yes, John, it is recorded. Sean will get it up there sometime later today or tomorrow. Actually, it's on YouTube, I believe. So I think it gets recorded pretty easy. Oh, no, wait, I'm doing this from home, so maybe not. But yeah, it is recorded, though. That I know. It is recorded. I just can't tell you when it's going to go up. Yep. So, Elsie, you can watch it again, right? Without a doubt, you can watch it again. Okay, let me do this. Guys, listen. All right. There's market mornings. There's power option plays. Guys, you need to check this out. I mean, we are just absolutely killing it in here right now. Here's the numbers. $290,415 this year from the start of the year. That puts us at 31 days plus 11 days, 42 days into the year, and we're up $290,000. All right, guys, check out some of these tools. You will not be disappointed. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave the room open a couple of minutes. Clarice's got some links dropped in the chat boxes there. You can grab those. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, folks. I will see you at our next update. Bye for now.